everyone! To celebrate the beginning of summer, I decided that I was going to show you some really cute and simple DIYs for both spring and summer. These DIYs are really cute and they're really simple. We're going to be doing a little flower frame and some glow-in-the-dark jars, and then we're going to be painting some sneakers and making these really cute sugar scrubs. So let's begin with our very first DIY. So the very first DIY that we're going to be doing is this really cute flower frame. Now this is really cool because you can kind of change it out depending on the season. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go into the garden and pick out a few flowers that I want to put in my frame. And of course I picked a bunch of purple ones. So now we can begin assembling our frame. So the rest of the things that you are going to need are a clear frame. This one is like a flat one that you can put stuff in, your flowers, and then any type of other flat things that you want to put in your frame. So I'm just opening up my frame and placing the flowers flat inside. And I pinched off the back of the flowers to make them lay flat a bit easier. So I had to move a few things around because there was too much in there for it to close, but once you have everything the way that you want it, you can just close it up and we are done. This one is really simple, but it looks really cute, and it's something that you can change out for each season. Now moving on to our second spring DIY. We are going to be making these really cool glow-in-the-dark mason jars. These are like perfect for summer nights when you're like going to be outside or to keep in your room at night, and these are just really cool and I'm really obsessed with this one. So for the glow-in-the-dark mason jars, you are going to need a mason jar and some glow sticks. I know, big surprise. These are the glow sticks that I am using. I used non-toxic ones, but we still don't eat them, you know? And I'm using some scissors, and glitter is optional. So the first thing that I am going to do is get my glow sticks out and pick a couple colors that I want to put in the jar. I made one earlier with pink and blue, and that one was super cool. So now I'm gonna make one with orange and yellow. Now I'm just opening up my jar. And the first thing that we want to do is activate the glow sticks so that they actually glow when they're put into the jar. So I'm just snapping them and breaking all that glass inside so that they start to glow. Now we're going to be cutting the glow sticks. Be really careful because you don't want the pieces to fly off anywhere. And you do have to cut both ends. It's kind of like a vacuum seal where you have to cut both ends so that the liquid will pour out. But as soon as you cut off the second end, it will start to flow really quickly, so you gotta be ready and have your jar right there to put it inside. So you can see the orange one is pretty much empty now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do that to the yellow. Once we've got our glowy liquid inside, it is time to add glitter if you would like to. So I used this. It's basically a white glitter with some colored reflex on it, and I just sprinkled some of that in, and I'm just shaking it up to spread it around. I found that I couldn't really see the glitter that much, but you are still welcome to do it if you would like to. And here I made a mistake, and I put a little water in it to try and spread it, and it didn't work out too well. But as you can see, if you don't put water in it, it will glow nice and bright just like the purple and blue one. Now moving on to DIY number 3, we are going to be making these really cute frosting and sprinkle shoes. I also made these watermelon ones that I wanted to show you. They're not in this video, but they were really cute, so I want to show you guys. So the things that you are going to need to paint the shoes are some plain white tennis shoes. Extra laces are optional. You'll need some paintbrushes, acrylic paint, water and paper towel, a gloss varnish or sealant of your choice, and something to put the paint on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is remove the laces. You will need to do this even if you don't have new laces that you're going to put in. So now it is time to mix up our base color. So I want mine to look like really nice strawberry frosting, so I'm taking white paint and mixing that with a little bit of red to make a really pretty pastel pink. And I am just going to paint the entire shoe with this color. And I kept forgetting to paint the tongue of the shoe first, but it gets really messy if you do it last, so I would definitely recommend doing it first. Now that the shoes are all painted with our base color, it is time to add the really cute sprinkles. So I am using pastel purple, blue, and yellow, and some white for my sprinkles, because I think this color scheme is so cute together. And I am just using a thinner brush to paint on the sprinkles in random places. So after they were done, I just put the varnish on them to make them all shiny, and then I put the laces in, and we are all finished. Okay, now we are moving on to our final DIY, which I think is my favorite. We are going to be making these really cute, scented and colored sugar scrubs. And as you can see, I went a little crazy and I made 4 of them, but they are super cute and I'm really excited to show you guys. So for this DIY, you are going to need little mason jars and little bowls to mix things with. You'll also need some measuring spoons, food coloring, some flavor oils to make them scented, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, sugar, and a spoon to mix with. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put 1/3 cup of sugar in each of our bowls. You're gonna do this recipe for each color that you have. Now I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons of coconut oil in each bowl. Next, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of almond oil into each bowl. Now you can microwave it to make the coconut oil soft so that you can stir. After we have mixed everything together, it is time to add our colors. So I am adding some blue to the first one and mixing it all together. Then I'm adding in some green. And I wanted to make it more of a lime green, so I added a little bit of yellow to kind of make it more limey. If limey is a word. Interesting. And then I put a little bit of red into the final one to make a pastel pink. And this recipe can be modified a bit depending on what kind of texture that you want, so you don't necessarily have to follow the measurements. You can kind of just put in the ingredients however you want to make the consistency that you prefer. Next, I am putting in some of my flavorings, so I'm putting cotton candy in the blue, and I'm using Loran oils if anybody was wondering. And then, as you can see, my watermelon flavoring. was pink, and so it changed the color of the watermelon, but I just added some more green and yellow, and it wasn't really lime green anymore, but it did fix it and make it green again. And then in the last one, I put bubblegum. And I thought that these flavors just worked really well together, and it smelled so amazing, and I guess you could technically eat them because everything is a food. But yeah, maybe don't eat them. So now I am just scooping them into my little mason jar, and I made them so that it was kind of stacked on top of each other, but stacked sideways, so it almost would look like they're in columns when it was standing upright, but it was hard to do, so it didn't go exactly as planned, but it still looks really cool the way that it is. And I did go kind of crazy, and I made a few of these. So the next one that I made is yellow and orange, and I made it with pineapple and peach flavorings, and this one smelled so good. Oh my goodness. Pineapple and peach are two of my favorites, and if there was mango, I would have been all over that. But I don't have a mango flavoring, sadly. And for this one, I kind of layered them and did like every other, which I thought was super, super cute. And then the next one that I did, this one is so cool, you guys. I did orange cream, lemonade, and then strawberry kiwi. And it was so, so cool, and it looked so cool in the jar. And then I did make one final one, and this one's like a really awesome berry one. So I did blueberry, blackberry, and then the pink one is raspberry, and this one was just so great. I loved all of them. So now I would like to show you guys some DIY labels and little decorations that you can add to these mason jars to make them even cuter. So the first thing that I'm doing is I am using these cute little mason jar stickers, and I just drew a little heart on it and put a little sticker on it, and I'm going to put this on the lid of one of them, and I think that it just makes it a little bit cuter. You can really use any craft stuff that you have, just anything that kind of sticks that you can add to the jars. Now I'm using these mini paper bags to make a label for one of them, so I'm just cutting out a little square, and then I am using my really fancy corner rounding tool, which I'm obsessed with, to round the corners. Then I am just simply writing the name of these scents on it. And then, of course, I have to add a little flower sticker. Then I am just going ahead and hot gluing that to the lid of the jar. You can also just add some cute stickers. I'm doing another mason jar sticker for this one, and I like layering the stickers on top of each other because I think it makes it super cute. So yeah, those are just some ideas to make the mason jars a little bit cuter, especially if you wanted to give them as gifts. That would be really cute. You could like do maybe like a holiday one and put a little gift tag on it. And then I also just added some washi tape and more stickers to the other ones, but they didn't really stick that well to the glass, so I would stick to the metal lid. And that is it for our fourth and final DIY. So I really hope that you guys loved this video. Let me know which DIY was your favorite, and please send me pictures on Instagram if you try any of them. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!